am home. I finished up my therapy session and I got something to eat because I was starving. Yeah, but now I am back. So one thing I didn't mention in the video when I was talking about my eye doctor appointment, and it was because, oh my god guys, the dilation of my eyes was so bad, and they didn't give me like those shade things that they usually give when you have glasses on, because the sun really affects your eyes when they're dilated. So I had nothing. I wound up having to put my mom's sunglasses over my regular glasses, and it was a nightmare. So I apologize for that clip being a little all over the place. I was really having issues with my eyes, but I just wanted to get the basis of what happened. So I did get contacts, which is great because I was out of them. That was a big reason I did go to the eye doctor today. Like I said, my prescription hasn't changed, which is great. One thing I wanted to talk about though was how weird it is to see how much the world has changed due to COVID. My eye doctor office is amazing. They're very thorough with their cleaning, and they actually had these little slidey things on the doors that when you slid one way it was red and said dirty, and if you slid it the other way it was green and said clean. So when somebody was in the room, they would slide it to dirty, so everyone else in the office knew that when the patient left that room was dirty and had to be clean, which I thought was just pretty neat. But it's so weird getting used to this new society of everybody in masks and hand sanitizer everywhere and glass up, and just, it's so scary. I know it's all done obviously to keep everybody safe, but it's just a very scary thing, and it's hard, especially when you have anxiety and you have, you know, mental health issues. It's very hard to get used to this new reality, but I did all right. I didn't really have to wait in the waiting room, thank God. When I got in there, nobody else was in the waiting room, which was a very big plus. And they basically just talked to me, handed me my paperwork, and I was able to go right back. So that was good, because I think if I had to wait in the waiting room, I might have had some anxiety when I was waiting in the office. When I was waiting in the exam room, I did feel some anxiety. My heart was racing, my stomach was all funky, and my mouth was extremely dry, which is hard because you can't really take a drink of water with a mask on. So I did have to deal with that, and that was a little difficult, but I had a couple dizzy episodes, nothing major. Thank God I didn't pass out, but the tests are always kind of make me dizzy. So yeah, but overall, it was a great appointment. I'm not looking forward to next Friday though, because the extensive testing is always a pain in the butt, and I always seem to have issues with it. I believe the last time I had it done, I actually did pass out, so I'm going to have to be careful with that. And then I got home and my therapy session went great. I love my therapist so much, so she's just been amazing, and being able to talk to her on the phone every week has just really been a saving grace for me. So we had a great session, and now I'm here. So I wanted to just talk a little bit about where I've been and why I stopped creating videos. So the last video I posted on this channel was when I brought home my puppy, my service dog in training, Blue. And Blue is now 5 months old. He was 7 weeks when I brought him home, which shows just how long it's been since I've made a video. Raising a puppy is a lot of work. I'm not gonna go too much in detail of everything with Blue, because I do plan on doing a lot of videos in the future talking about him, introducing him to you formally, because I never got to do that. But basically, all my time and energy was dedicated to him. I mentioned that earlier. And I really didn't have time to create content. And I started doubting myself with him. When you're training your own service dog, there's tremendous pressure on yourself, because you understand that the reason you have this dog is to hopefully make things easier for you in the future. But when you're owner training, a lot of those foundations need to be set in the beginning. And unfortunately, because of COVID, it was very hard to set those socialization foundations or to get any help on the outside. It was really up to me and my husband. Blue now, like I said, is 5 months old. He's doing great. He's now in private formal training classes, which have been going great. So I have a little bit more time and I'm working more on myself, and one of the biggest things with that is getting back into the things that I love. I went through a very bad depressive state for weeks. I was very low, I felt broken, I felt like nothing I was doing was worth it, and when it came to my content, so YouTube, blogging, even my Instagram account, I had the mentality of I'm gonna quit now because I'm going to fail. So let me quit before I fail because it's gonna hurt a lot worse. Excuse me, it's gonna hurt a lot. What am I looking for? Let me quit now before I fail because I'm going to fail, and it will hurt a lot less. There we go. It will hurt a lot less if I just quit now. Even though the couple videos I posted and a couple of my blog posts actually did wound up helping people, I still felt like what I was doing was just not worth it. I felt like I was just gonna embarrass myself. When I look back at my intro video, guys, I literally cringe because I can tell how scripted I was trying to be. And that is the key to why my content was not going to work. I did record one other video after bringing home Blue, and I tried to upload it to YouTube, and YouTube was just being a pain in the butt and it wouldn't let me, and I got really frustrated, and I wound up turning that video into a blog post talking about living with borderline personality disorder. I probably will go back and recreate that video in the future in a different way than I did previously, because when I'm so scripted, I'm not being myself, and I can tell, and if I'm not being myself, I cannot, with a good conscience, create content for all of you, because I want to show you guys that even though life with chronic and mental illness is hard, and trust me, it is hard, and I will show that on this channel, I am trying to show you all that it's still worth living. It still can be beautiful, and I can't do that if I'm not being myself with you guys. So even though educational videos, so when I'm talking about illnesses I have and stuff, I'll probably have like bullet points or whatnot, any other video such as today is just going to be me talking. It's not going to be scripted. Whatever I say goes, and that's kind of terrifying. And I think a big reason I'm doing this also is because the thing that really got me out of my depressive rut was I decided I really needed a hobby. And I used to do perler bead art. I used to love doing perler bead art, but when I got sick and with my chronic pain, I had to stop because it was hurting my hands, it was hurting my arms, it was hurting my back. I couldn't sit at a table and keep doing this. With perler bead art, you can't really stop unless you have like a nice setup where no one's gonna bump into it. So you have to start and finish at the same time, and that was just not happening. So I decided I wanted to learn how to cross stitch because I could do the same type of designs, even more extravagant designs, but I'd be able to put it down when I needed to. So my mom came over, she cross stitches, she taught me how to do it, and instantly, guys, I became obsessed. I love cross stitching. Cross stitching has been a very therapeutic tool for me. Cross stitching has been something that I've been doing every day. Yeah, I really enjoy it. And around that time, I was also watching my sister-in-law a lot more on Twitch because she has her own channel on Twitch where she does her crafting. And I realized there was this amazing crafting community on Twitch where people wanted to watch others do crafts and talk about anything from mental illness, disabilities, chronic illness, anything. And they were so supportive and amazing. And I was like, wow, that's unbelievable. Like, unfortunately in today's society, that's so rare. So to see it so clearly was amazing. And it just kind of reminded me why I wanted to start this channel in the first place. It just kind of reminded me why I wanted to create content in the first place. My sister-in-law almost every day keeps bugging me that I should start a Twitch account. So it is coming. I will update all of you guys on when it's coming, probably within the next 2 weeks or so. I had recently changed my name on the account to Life is Kaylee XOX to go with all my other social medias. However, I want to change it to what I want my crafting business, basically, if it ever becomes a thing, to be, and that is Stitches and Spoons, which I can go into more detail about the name in the future, but basically stitches for cross stitching, and spoons is a thing in the chronic illness community that we refer to spoons as energy. So stitches and spoons. So as soon as I can get that name changed, I will definitely start streaming and I will let you guys know. But yeah, it was really that encouraged me to come back on here and create content and just be myself. Something I've been trying to say a lot to myself that therapy has taught me is because I'm so obsessed with perfection that I'm perfectly imperfect, and I need to be okay with that, because if I'm okay with that, then I can help others be okay with that, because nobody's perfect in this world, let's face it. So yeah, that's basically where I've been. That's why I stopped creating content, and my plan for this channel is to start creating content again. Content where I'm myself, content like this, where I'm showing you guys my life and what it's like to live with chronic and mental illness. As you saw, something so routine as going to the doctor was a bigger event for me, and it's a bigger event for many people who have these illnesses, because I was scared that I was gonna get bad news. And why was I scared of that? Because most of the doctor appointments I go to, I don't get good news. I get news like, oh, this is worse, or oh, we don't know what's wrong with you, or here, let's try this new medication. So being told, oh, your eyes are pretty much the same was like, wow, that's awesome. I know my eyes aren't great, but hey, they're not worse, so that's pretty damn good. So yeah, I'm hoping to try to bring you guys new content every week. The key word there is try, especially right now. Like I said, I want to bring Blue more onto this channel. I want to show you more of his training, the gear we're using, the different techniques we're using, and just document more of his service dog and training journey. I did do some videos of his training in the beginning that I'll probably post on here at some point, so you can see his growth. But I just really want to start bringing content to you guys again, and I'm hopeful hopeful that I will be able to. So that's really all I wanted to say in today's video. I'm excited to get back on here. I'm excited to bring content to you guys again, and I'm excited to just keep going and keep focusing on my dream. And that dream is just to be able to help others. I've had a couple friends and even acquaintances reach out to me and tell me that the content I have put out on my blog, on my Instagram, even on my YouTube channel, even though it was just 2 videos, have helped them. It inspired them to go to therapy. It inspired them to research more, and that made it all worth it. So I really hope that I can come back to YouTube and create more content and show you guys the real true me, which is terrifying. I've always lived behind this veil of perfection, and my life's not perfect. It's anything but perfect, but it's time to just be myself and show you guys what it's like to live like me, to live with chronic illness, to live with mental illness, to live with invisible illness and the complications, or hardships, I should say, not complications, that come with that, because there are many. If you like this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to see more content, please hit that subscribe button. In the meantime, if you want to know more about my crazy life, you can check out my Instagram account, which is Chronically Kaylee, or you can check out my blog, which is still Life is Kaylee XOX, though I am working on trying to change that also to Chronically Kaylee. Recently, I made the decision to change my username. It was a difficult decision, and a decision that actually my husband and my mom disagreed with, but I had to go with my gut. And when I created the username Life is Kaylee XOX, I was at a different point in my life, and I'm not that girl anymore. And by changing the username to Chronically Kaylee, I'm kind of more accepting that chronic illness is a part of me, and it always will be a part of me. And it's not a negative thing, as my mom seems to think. It's a positive thing. It's showing that life still goes on even when chronic illness makes things hard. So I am hoping to change that, but right now my blog is still Life is Kaylee XOX. All right, until next time, my beautiful darlings, stay strong. Bye.